members of the technical working group and members of the BAC Secretariat.
Thank you. Considering the foregoing, the chair requested there's a quorum with HO-BAC-PGCS number 047-2020 come to order. Madam Secretariat, what do you have scheduled today?
We have a long item in our agenda, and that is the bid evaluation report for the following projects: supply, delivery, and installation of a corporate antivirus with hybrid network support for 2 years at the PPA head office and port management offices nationwide. Letter B is the procurement of services for PPA head office, second floor concrete deck cladding and waterproofing system.
Thank you. Before anything else, we'd like to request the BAC members attending via Zoom to temporarily turn on their camera for the record. Okay? Unless there are any objections, let's proceed to the bid evaluation report. Is the technical working group ready to submit its report?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Bid evaluation report for the supply, delivery, and installation of a corporate antivirus with hybrid network support for 2 years at the PPA head office and port management offices nationwide under HO-BAC-PGCS 130-2020. The approved budget for the contract to be bid as published advertised is 2 million pesos. The invitation to bid was posted on July 13, 2020 in the PPA and PhilJet's website and at a conspicuous place at the PPA premises continuously for 7 calendar days. In response to the invitation to bid, American Technologies Incorporated secured the bid documents in the amount of 5,000 pesos. During the pre-bid conference held on July 21, 2020, the BAC clarified the requirements, terms, conditions, and specifications stipulated in the bidding documents, the technical and financial components of the contract to be bid. American Technologies Incorporated submitted its technical and financial in the respective bid boxes before the deadline of submission thereof. During the opening of bids held on August 24, 2020, and in the presence of the bidder's representative, the first envelope of American Technologies Incorporated was opened and checked by the BAC members to determine the bidder's compliance with the legal, technical, financial, and other requirements. After due evaluation by the BAC and a motion duly made and properly seconded, American Technologies Incorporated was declared as passed with the requirements of the first envelope. After the first envelope was opened and verified as to their completeness, the second envelope of American Technologies Incorporated was opened, the documentary requirements were checked, and the bid price was read by the chairperson and then recorded. As a first step to determine the lowest calculated bid, detailed evaluation of the bid offer of American Technologies Incorporated was undertaken in the amount of 1,998,000 pesos. The bid offer of American Technologies Incorporated did not conform to the required form as prescribed in the bidding documents, particularly the form for goods offered from abroad, which is an attachment to the bid form. Instead, American Technologies Incorporated used the form for goods offered from within the Philippines, despite its declaration therein that the origin of goods being offered is India. Non-policy matter number 059-2015, issued by the GPPB, provides that for bidders offering imported products, the form to be used by the bidder shall be the price schedule for goods offered from abroad, even if the goods are yet to be delivered from abroad. Pursuant to Section 32, Rule 9 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184, and based on the result of the bid evaluation, the PWG recommends that the bid submitted by American Technologies Incorporated be declared as non-responsive and therefore automatically disqualified for failure to conform to the required form as prescribed in the bidding documents, particularly the form for goods offered from within the Philippines.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Yeah, I move to adopt the recommendation of the technical working group, recommending that the bid submitted by American Technologies Incorporated be declared as non-responsive and therefore automatically disqualified for failure to conform to the required form as prescribed in the bidding documents, particularly for goods offered from within the Philippines.
It has been moved and seconded to adopt the recommendation of the technical working group as contained in their bid evaluation report to the supply, delivery, and installation of a corporate antivirus with hybrid network support for 2 years at the BPA head office and port management office nationwide. Do you have a position there too?
Mr. Chair.
Being none, the bid submitted by American Technologies Incorporated hereby declared as non-responsive and therefore automatically disqualified for failure to conform to the required form as prescribed in the bid document, particularly the form for goods offered from within the Philippines. Considering such, what's the pleasure of the BAC regarding this project?
Sir, considering that we have a lone leader and that is American Technologies Incorporated, was declared as non-responsive, hence automatically disqualified, the BAC should declare a failure of bidding for the supply, delivery, and installation of a corporate antivirus with hybrid network support for 2 years.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Once again, what's the pleasure of the BAC?
Mr. Chair, the supply, delivery, and installation of the corporate antivirus and hybrid network support be declared a failure.
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
It has been moved and seconded that we declare the project a failure due to the automatic disqualification of the sole bidder, American Technologies Incorporated. Do you have a position there too?
None, Mr. Chair.
Procurement project supply, delivery, and installation of a corporate antivirus with hybrid network support for 2 years at the BDA head office and port management offices nationwide is hereby declared a failure. Secretary shall be instructed to proceed with the preparation of the necessary resolution and notice the head of the agency.
Noted, sir.
Okay. Technical working group, proceed to the next report.
Bid evaluation report for the procurement of services for PPA head office second floor concrete deck cladding and waterproofing system under HO-BAC-PGCS 109-2020. The approved budget for the contract to be bid as published advertised is 4,552,000 pesos. The invitation to bid was posted on July 17, 2020 in the PPA and PhilJet's website and the conspicuous place at the PPA premises continuously for 7 calendar days. In response to the invitation to bid, Anycom Philippines Incorporated secured the bid documents in the amount of 10,000 pesos. During the pre-bid conference held on July 27, 2020, the BAC clarified the requirements, terms, conditions, and specifications stipulated in the bidding documents, the technical and financial components of the contract to be bid. Anycom Philippines Incorporated submitted its technical and financial bids before the deadline of submission thereof. During the opening of bids on August 25, 2020, and in the presence of the bidders' representatives, the first envelope of Anycom Philippines Incorporated was opened and checked to determine the bidders' compliance with the legal, technical, financial, and other requirements. After due evaluation by the BAC and a motion duly made and properly seconded, Anycom Philippines Incorporated was declared passed with the requirements of the first envelope. Thereafter, the second envelope of Anycom Philippines Incorporated was opened. The documentary requirements were checked and the bid price was read by the chairperson and then recorded. Upon motion duly made and properly seconded, Anycom Philippines Incorporated was declared as passed with the requirements for the second envelope. As a first step to determine the lowest calculated bid, detailed evaluation of the bid offer of Anycom Philippines was undertaken amounting to 4,480,000 pesos. The bid offer of Anycom Philippines Incorporated conformed to the required items specified in the bid form. There were no deviations in the bid proposal of Anycom Philippines Incorporated. arithmetical or computational error was found in the bid proposal of the said bidder amounting to negative 44.38 pesos. Thus, the calculated bid of Enicon Philippines Incorporated is 4,479,955 pesos and 62 centavos. Pursuant to Rule 9, Section 32 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184, and based on the result of the bid evaluation, the PWG recommends to declare Enicon Philippines Incorporated at its calculated bid price of 4,479,955 pesos and 62 centavos as the single calculated bidder, and the post qualification be conducted on the said bidder.
Mr. Chair, I move to adopt the recommendation of the technical working group declaring Enicon Philippines Incorporated with a calculated bid price of 4,479,955 and 62 centavos as a single calculated bidder, and that post qualification be conducted on the said bidder.
Yes, been moved and seconded to adopt the recommendation of the technical working group as contained in their bid evaluation report on procurement of services for PPA head office, second floor deck, concrete deck landing, and waterproofing system. Do you petition thereto?
And Mr. Chair.
There being none, Enicon Philippines Incorporated has a calculated bid price of 4,429,955 pesos and 62 centavos. It's hereby declared as a single calculated bidder. Technical working group hereby instructed to proceed with the bid post qualification of the said bidder. Madam Secretary, do you have anything else scheduled?
None, Mr. Chair.
There being none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Yung kanina, no? Joanne. Yung kanina dyan, yun dyan. Ma'am Joanne sa si Sir Joseph full name.
We have a quorum.
Good morning, yes, Mr. Chair. We have a quorum with the attendance of the following back members. Attorney Mark John Palomar as chairperson, Ms. Angelina Liose, vice chairperson, attending via Zoom, Ms. Josephine Pierre, regular member, attending via Zoom, Attorney Diane Steffi Dilamon, regular member, Mr. Eric Di Maculangan, provisional member, and Superintendent Genaro Mancho Jr., provisional member and user from PPD, and Mr. Herbacio Balakbat, provisional member and user, ICTD. Likewise, we have in attendance the head and members of the technical working group, head and members of the BAC Secretariat. On the part of the leaders, we have representatives from Mahindra Auto Corporation, JROG Marketing, and Hyundai Alabang Incorporated.
Thank you. Considering the foregoing, the chair declares that there is a quorum. The HO-BAC-PGCS number 048-2020 come to order. Madam Secretary, the schedule today.
We have two items in our agenda, Mr. Chair. Number one is the approval of minutes of the previous BAC meetings, HO-BAC-PGCS number 038 and 039-2020, dated 17 August 2020. Number two is the credit conference for the supply and delivery of 15 units monthly, supply and delivery of diaper changers to port areas and buildings, supply, delivery, and installation of body scanning machines, phase 2, and supply and delivery of tactical uniforms and tactical boots for port police personnel.
Thank you. And next objections, as proceed to the first item or agenda, the approval of the minutes of the previous BAC meeting.
Chair, if I may.
Yes, Angie.
With regard to the installation of CCTV, have we issued any bid bulletins considering the minutes of the meeting?
For the CCTV, Madam Secretary.
Yes, Madam Vice, we have issued big bulletin number 3 for the commissioning, for the supply, delivery, and commissioning of CCTV. We issued a big bulletin for some clarifications on the terms of reference.
Angie, naka-enumerate na yung mga areas and kung how many cameras ang i-install sa designated areas na identified by the port police.
Mr. Chair, just a number of corrections. In the minutes of back meeting dated August 17, 2020, 10 a.m., item number 2.1.2, line number 4, it should be GPPB instead of GPBB. And item number 2.1.3, letter A, line number 2, the word 5, F-I-V-E, should be added before the numerical representation.
Madam Secretary, please note the correction.
Noted, sir.
Oh, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Po. Ay, nasa packaging na po ako ngayon. Opo. Yes, ma'am. Bakit po? Mhm. Opo, opo. Ah, sige po. Mga,
Mr. Chair,
sir, yes, hindi pa nakaraan.
can I move for the approval of the minutes?
Sige po. Unless there are any corrections, proceed, Angie.
Okay, I move for the approval of the minutes of the previous back meetings, HO-BAC-PGCS numbers 038 and 039-2020, dated August 17, 2020.
Just been moved and seconded. We approve the minutes of the staff meeting. Do any petition that too?
And Mr. Chair.
There being none, the minutes of HO-BAC-PGCS number 038-2020 and 039-2020, both from last August 17, 2020, are hereby approved as corrected. Let's proceed to the next item on our agenda, the previous conferences. Madam Secretary.
Good. For our first project, the supply and delivery of 15 units monthly, the same was posted in the PPA and PhilDep's websites on 21 August 2020 with an approved budget for the contract of 225 million pesos. We have representatives from Mahindra Auto Corporation, JROG Marketing, and Hyundai Alabang Incorporated. The floor is now open for your queries, clarifications, questions.
Okay, can we call this one by one? First one?
First one is Mahindra Auto Corporation, represented by Ms. Loreline Galvez and Sheila Buko.
Okay. Can you approach the microphone? Do you have any questions? Okay, no question. On to the next.
Next one is JORG. Is this JORG Marketing, represented by Mr. Julieto Magabaldo. Do you have any queries, clarifications?
So you will be sending us a written query. Okay. Attorney Solis, can you remind them on when is the latest date we can, well, they should be able to send their query so we can adequately respond to.
You have until Friday, September 4, 2020, to submit your written clarifications to the bank.
Okay, that's one.
The last one is Hyundai Alabang Incorporated. Miss Risa Requerne. Any question?
Okay. So just be reminded that you should be able to send your written query by Friday, September
4.
2020. Right, before 5 p.m. Okay? Please remind them of the relevant dates.
Sir, pardon? It's exact address. You can have it emailed or you can submit it personally at the 5th floor back office. Back office, Philippine Forces, sorry. Please be reminded that the deadline for the submission and opening of bids for the supply and delivery of 15 units monthly is on September 15, 2020. The deadline for submission is at 9 a.m. while the opening of bids is at 10 a.m.
Can you also remind them regarding the purchase of no? Although now the Treasury Department is open, but the possibility that if it's well, if they change the reporting scheme, it's possible that you might buy you might come here to buy the bid docs on a day where there is no cashier. However, the alternative is to deposit the amount with either land bank or veterans. Our only concern is if anong oras sa sitting?
9 o'clock the deadline for submission.
Okay. If you wait for the last day and then walang treasury department, baka mahirapan na ma-issue yung receipt. So, it's best to purchase it early. Kasi we won't be accepting a bid submission without the official receipt. So, baka magkaroon ng difficulty. Although sa ngayon, nag-report sila, we're just not sure sa 15, baka magkaroon ng issue. So, yeah. So, let's proceed to the next pre-bid conference. Those who attended the pre-bid conference for supply and delivery of 15 units mandate, you're excused. Immediately wish to do so. Okay, Madam Secretary.
For the second project, the supply and delivery of diaper changers to port areas and buildings. The supply and delivery of diaper changers to port areas and buildings was posted in the PPA and PhilJets websites on 21 August 2020 with an approved budget for the contract of 12 million pesos. We have a prospective bidder for the project, and that is Boston Home Incorporated, represented by Ms. Stephanie Audrey Aguas and Mr. Ariel Basa.
Okay. Do you have any questions? No questions? Okay. Please remind them of the relevant dates and the reminder regarding purchase of bid docs.
Please be reminded that the deadline for the submission and opening of bids is on September 15, 2020. The deadline for submission is at 1 p.m., while the opening of bids is at 2 p.m., September 15, 2020. You can, if you wish to buy the documents prior to the scheduled opening of bids, you can pay directly at our cashier. However, in case there are no available personnel in the Treasury Department, you can have it paid through the bank, Land Bank of the Philippines or Philippine Veterans Bank. We will give you the account number, sir. But it would be better if you can have it purchased earlier than the scheduled opening of bids.
Okay. Any questions regarding that? Okay. Okay, those interested with regards to the supply and delivery of diaper changers to port areas and buildings, you are excused. Immediately refuse to do so. Let's proceed to the next pre-bid conference. The supply delivery isolation of body scanning machines, phase 2. Body scanner. Okay. Okay, Madam Secretary.
For the next project, the supply, delivery, and installation of body scanning machines, phase 2. The same was posted in the PTA and PDX websites on 21 August 2020 with an approved budget for the contract of 375 million pesos. We have prospective leaders first from Evergreen Prime Life Company, represented by Mr. Alexander Hernandez. Do you have any questions, clarifications? None. Defense and Protection Systems Philippines Incorporated, Mr. Lito Peralta and Mr. June Gallardo. Any questions, clarifications, queries?
Good morning, ma'am, sir. With regards to the technical specs, we have noted some restrictive conditions. One condition is it mentions the body scan that you will be purchasing must be compatible with the existing. It's tantamount of saying that you're buying the same brand that you have existing your existing unit. So I think that is not in accordance with the 9184. It's not a generic.
Okay, your comment is noted. We will discuss that at the back later on.
Thank you very much.
So that's the sole comment regarding the compatibility.
There are others that we noted, but we will just write it, sir.
Okay. Sorry, can you remind them regarding the latest date in which you should be able to receive their comment in order for us to properly address the concern?
Please be reminded that your query should reach the back office on September 4, that is the last day, September 4, 2020 until 5 p.m.
Okay, ma'am. We also like to manifest that our intention to request for extensions due to of the submission and because of this and likewise the delivery and because of this pandemic, our mobility as well as the mobility of our principal is a little bit hampered, and we will just write it, sir, ma'am, sir. That's all, ma'am.
We note your request and we will be taking that up as a bank whether or not to grant it. So if ever there is any changes with regard to the issuance or technical specs with regards to the said project, you will please monitor any bid bulletin.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Next is Astrophysics Asia, represented by Mr. Louis Lukban. Mr.
Okay. No comments. No comments.
No.
Okay.
Next is Boston Home Incorporated, represented by Mr. Ariel Basas and Stephanie Audrey Aguas. No question.
Okay.
Advanced Security and Detection Systems, we have Clarence Bernardo. No question. And those attending via Zoom, likewise. Facilities Protection Incorporated, Ms. Joanne Villarin, Michael Blancaflor.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
We'd just like to enter our observation with regards to the technical specification, which is section 7 of your terms of reference. We noticed that the technical specifications indicated thereof are basically copy-paste of a particular brand in specific through
Mr. Blancaflor, can you turn on your video for the record? Okay, thank you. You should also turn on your microphone.
Yeah, sorry. So I was saying, would like to respectfully request the BAC to take a look at the technical specifications, because from what we see, this is basically a copy paste of a TrueVision PS4 DAS SE model. Second, this particular product was purchased by OTS through PITC some 6 years ago at a price of 6 million pesos. So just for to cite our observation, that will be all for us. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Other questions? Okay. Madam Secretary? Yes?
Ako lang po. Just for the information lang po na ang body scanner natin ng millimeter wave has two technology, passive and active. Dalawa yan. Ang active po, siya po ang pinaka high-end ng millimeter wave. At so sa akin, they are the one na PSA and ECA certified. Ang passive po, hindi po nasa-certified yan ng PSA and ECA. For one reason or another, because of low resolution. And the price of that is not 15M, but talaga mas lower pa, 5M, 4M. So, at that 15M budget, you can buy the fully certified, fully effective not that kind of technology.
Hindi lang malinaw. Can you repeat that?
At the price that you have back there is you can buy the active 5 millimeter wave, the best and the certified, fully certified by PSA and ECA. While the specs that you have shown is the specs of a passive, wherein it has only selling 4 to 6 million. Here.
Okay. So current specs are for a passive system. However, the better specs is the active system. Thank you. Very solid.
Okay, we still have one here present from Sandix Technologies Incorporated, Ms. Cristiano. Yes, any questions? Clarification. Okay.
Okay. Lastly.
From SNS Enterprises Incorporated, via Zoom, Mr. Joseph. May your complete name, sir, Mr. Joseph from SSEI.
No, ma'am, we have no questions as of the moment po.
We will still need your complete name for the record since you attended the previous conference.
Again, sir?
Your complete name.
Joseph Orido, sir.
Joseph
Orido, O-R-I-D-O, ma'am.
Orito. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sir, sorry, turn back.
Wala na po.
Okay.
Wala na po.
Give them the reminders.
Please be reminded that the deadline for the submission and opening of bids is on September 16, 2020. The deadline for submission is at 9 a.m. while the opening of bids is at 10 a.m. September 16, 2020.
Regarding the purchase of the bid docs.
Regarding the purchase of the documents, you can secure it directly at the back office at the fifth floor, or you can pay through the Land Bank of the Philippines or Philippine Veterans Bank. And you have to submit the official receipt prior to the deadline for the submission of bids.
The reason why we are announcing this is because we are not sure if there are cases wherein the prospective bidder purchases on the day of the opening of bids. Now, considering that uncertainty brought about by COVID, there are times wherein hindi nakakapasok yung Treasury Department. So, baka mahirapan sa issuance ng receipt. So, pwede naman via deposit and then ipapadala sa kanila yung deposit slip, pero nakakaroon ng konting delay regarding the issuance of the OR. And we cannot receive your bid unless we get the OR. So, lalo na sa mga cases wherein the opening of bids is the first thing which happens. So, if the deadline for submission at 9 a.m., baka magkakaroon ng delay and difficulty. So, we're urging you to take that into account when considering the purchase of the bid docs. So, yun lang. So, if you can do it earlier, better. Pero, if okay lang naman on the day itself, pero we're not sure kung lagi andyan yung treasury. So, just to be safe, we're issuing this announcement. Okay? Any questions regarding that? None? Okay. That ends the portion for the budget signing machines. The prospective bidders are excused. First colleagues, until the next. Okay, Madam Secretary.
For the supply and delivery of tactical uniforms and tactical boots for port police personnel, the same was posted in the PTA and PhilJet's websites on 21 August 2020 with an approved budget for the contract of 5 million pesos. We have prospective bidders from Dante Tailoring, represented by Mr. Zoilo Diaz. Sir, do you have any queries? questions, clarifications regarding?
Ay, good morning po sa inyo lahat. Mag-query ko lang po, meron po ba kayo specs nito?
Specs po ng ano yun, sir?
Specs ko ng BDA?
Nasa TOR yan, sir. Nakikita sa TOR po.
Okay.
Sa item number po, sa technical specification.
How many days po ang production?
Pakiulit, sir.
Ilan pong araw yung paggawa?
days, sir. 9 days. Tapos sa indicated na rin sa TOR po.
Nasa mga area, paano po masusukatan yung meron?
Basta i-deliver na sa head office sa kami ng bala mag-distribute na.
Hindi po, yung pagsusukat, sir.
Ang usapan kasi namin dyan, sir, yung, kunwari, sa ibang lugar sila na mismo magsukat sa sarili nila, din ipapasa nila sa amin, forward namin sa'yo. Para di na kayo kailangan pumunta sa iba't ibang lugar.
Eh kung magkaroon pa ng problema sa pagsukat nila doon, kung di na natin kayang i-repair, oo, kaya naman repair, okay lang yun. Eh kung hindi na,
Eh kung tugma naman doon sa sukat na binigay namin sa inyo, eh walang problema yun. Eh, pero kung may iba naman doon sa sukat, eh kailangan mo palitan talaga yun. Kasi may time kasi minsan na tama yung sukat na binigay namin sa inyo, pero during sa pagtahi is nagkamali. Eh hindi na namin, kailangan mo talaga palitan yun.
so individual measurement pala to, sir.
Sir. Kasi meron naman kaming, yung ipapasa namin listahan sa inyo, mag-iwan din kami. Ngayon, kung sa tingin namin na yung sukat na binigay ng tao namin is mali, eh, fault niya yun. Pero kung hindi mo naman nasunod yung binigay namin sukat sa'yo, eh, kailangan mong ayusin niya, kailangan mong palitan.
Sir, 90 days ang delivery period. Eh, how about yung completion of measurement? Importante po yun, bago mag-count to 90 days.
Sir, kung sino mo manalo rito, siguro pinakamatagal na yung 5 days we can provide on the measurements.
Yan po, sir. Thank you po.
Okay, advance service.
Next is Golden Access Trading and Construction, represented by Mr. Benjamin Ignacio. Ay, ikaw niyo po? Yung kabila. Okay, nasa kabila.
Good morning to everyone. Po, Chairman, good morning. I'm Ruby Tuason, representing for Golden Success Trading and Construction. I just would like to ask lang po sana, kung aside po doon sa, based on the TOR, ng procurement, supply, and delivery of tactical uniform, what are the other name na pwede pong ipasok or i-use para po doon sa names or business permit po na pwede pong gamitin dun po sa about sa tactical uniform and goods also. Can we use also the making of garments and ano po,
So this, the suggestion is will we allow LCC as
The making of garments,
making of
Chairman.
garments.
Making of garments, ma'am.
Is there anything requiring that, with regard to this procurement project, requiring that the SLCC is tactical uniforms, something like that, and limited to tactical uniforms, and not to include the making of garments? You don't need to answer now. We'll take that under consideration.
Yes.
Okay, we'll discuss it at the back later on.
Sir, lastly, please, how about the tactical goods also po? Is it not possible to use for under the business permit, under wholesaler for safety, devices, supplies, and accessories?
Listen. So, permit ang tinatanong mo sa permit.
Sir, hindi po, yung pong under po, yung pong category po ng project, sir.
Sa SLCC nga.
Apo.
Okay. So, the requirement under our terms of reference is first, it's tactical uniforms and tactical goods in particular. So, ang request mo is making.
Is it possible, sir?
Hindi. So, yung una is garment making.
Po. Apo.
And ano yung isa? Safety equipment?
Wholesaler po for safety devices, supplies, and accessories.
Safety devices?
Opo. But anyway, sir, yun naman din po kasing shoes can also be under the garment, sir. Kasi it's a full package from head to toe.
Hindi, kasi kung iyan lang natin yung similar contract is yung garment making, mako-cover na din yun yung sa boots.
Opo.
Okay, sige. Your suggestion and comment is noted.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much po.
So the last one we have from Risla Collection, Mr. Vince Isla. None.
Please remind them of the.
Please be reminded that the scheduled submission and opening of bids is on September 16, 2020. The deadline for submission is at 1 p.m. The opening of bids is at 2 p.m. September 16, 2020.
Also with regard to purchase of.
Regarding the purchase of documents, you can secure the documents directly at the back office at the 5th floor, or you can pay through the banks, either Land Bank or Philippine Veterans Bank. And we need the official receipt before we accept your bid documents. So if it is possible, you secure the documents early. Thank you.
Okay. So, anything else?
None, Mr. Chair.
This meeting is adjourned. Now, members, I request you to remain on the Zoom platform for my presentation. Those respective leaders can now excuse. The meeting is adjourned. Sir.